Well, I want to take the opportunity to welcome you all to the 4th annual MedtechVision conference. And this is we have a full house again for the 4th straight year, so I think it's really exciting that there is so much interest and involvement from this group of women and men. So I really appreciate all the participation, and then we also look forward to your participation from the audience in the panel discussions and the questions as well, because I think it's much about the interaction as it is about the speakers. I also wanted to see how many people for whom this is the first MedtechVision conference they've been to. Ooh, excellent, very good. And then raise your hand if you have been here before. Also excellent, so welcome and welcome back. I wanted to do, because so many hands went up for the first conference, I wanted to do a little bit of history with you all about this conference. And I think it really around the name MedtechVision, I think speaks to a lot of it. And what I think about the vision in MedtechVision, I think there are two meanings. One is the vision of the future. And this conference is really about looking forward and understanding what the new opportunities are. And I think that as we look at this theme this year and then the agenda and the speakers, really helping us navigate something that is really a hot topic, you know, in the healthcare industry and in medtech as we try to figure this out and how to figure out how to bring digital into our business models. The other one is the vision of the leader. And I think of Stacy and Sing on this one. Yeah, hi Stacy. Because this conference was really born out of frustration and this, what I have deemed the sea of navy blue blazers that I was seeing on conference podiums, and thank you, Brett, for wearing a navy blue blazer today. But really, yeah, pardon. But really it was about the underrepresentation of women on podiums as experts, and for that extension into executive teams and boardrooms, and really wanting to bring forward those women who we knew existed and really put the face of a leader that looked like ours, frankly, and to make sure that those women were represented as experts and also to network with each other. And so really bringing this outstanding, accomplished group of speakers and audience members together has really been gratifying. Now, I do appreciate the fact that for me, this is incredibly motivating to have all these women together. For some of us wearing a navy blue blazer today, it may be a little bit uncomfortable.
Sorry, Lisa. You didn't know.
But I liken it back to the first time I went to a JP Morgan healthcare conference and entered the Shark Tank. If anybody's been there, you know what I'm talking about. The dimly lit lobby with a lot of charcoal gray suits. Everyone with one eye on the smartphone and one eye with who they should be networking with next. And I laughed out loud because really, I was probably the only woman in the room at the moment. And so my advice, having been in a similar situation, is own it. Just own it. Own that navy blue blazer, because we really appreciate you being here. Actually, all the men in the room are not only attendees, but they're sponsors of this program. So we really respect their involvement and them as colleagues. And that's what this conference is really about, women, their voice, but we know that part of making this, making us move forward is working successfully with our male colleagues. So I think this has been something that we've really focused on, and I appreciate you guys all for being here. So with that, I will hand it over to Deb to do some housekeeping.
That's right. The irony is that's not my skill set at all. At all, as anyone in my house would attest to. So the first part of this is to really thank the sponsors, and we got a chance to do this a little bit last night at a reception, but it's most important that we do it here in front of all the attendees. And without further ado, I think all of you probably have heard me say before, our anchor tenant remains COVIDian, and we're very, very excited about that. I also refer to the COVIDian army of people that are here. I know there are a lot of people from, yay, yes. And, when we were socializing this concept in 2010 and early 2011 to decide if we could actually pull this off, kudos to Covidian. They said yes right away. And so we knew that once we had that anchor, we could really bring in other funding. So thanks to Covidian for continuing to sponsor this. Also, Edwards Life Sciences. Not only did they up their sponsor amount this year, but they've already had an evening event in Southern California. So they are as committed as well, and we appreciate that. Several of the Edwards Life Sciences team members are actually on the organizing committee. Fish and Richardson. Fish and Richardson is an attorney, as a group of attorneys here focused on intellectual property, trademark law. They are actually not just here, but my version of them are here through Lisa Greenwald-Swire, who's been my trademark counsel for a number of years at CardioDX. And I just want to thank them because they also said yes right away and have given us unwavering support now for the 4th year in a row. Venable LLP. Where's Michelle? Thank you. Thank you for your support. Like to have the East Coast, now you're West Coast too, so we're happy to hear that. Kilpatrick, Townsend, and Stockton. Nina Vaines has been a real champion for us, and so we're happy about to have them on board this year. And then I'm proud to say hi to Guido. From Essex Woodlands, because I remember the first time I ever met Guido Niels, and it was on the prototyping floor in Santa Clara at Guidant Corporation. And I still remember I was sort of terrified that I was meeting the COO of the company there on the prototyping floor, but I think I actually had enough confidence that I described to you what I was doing and didn't screw it up too badly. So thank you for being patient with me, and thanks for continuing support. We also have a number of partners that are involved in talent search and executive recruiting, and I think that speaks a lot to the level of talent that are here. That includes KFA Search and BioQuest. And so we're very excited to have them back. Exponent is a firm in Menlo Park focused on technical consulting, and Angela has been a great supporter of us for a couple of years. Also interesting to note that I am an Exponent alum, so I'm very proud to say that. That was the reason I first came to Silicon Valley, was to work with Exponent, so we're glad to have them back on board. And Lazar Partners. Fern Lazar herself is here from New York City. Lazar is a PR firm. They're actually my PR firm at CardioDX on record, and have just found a great history here in Silicon Valley and on the East Coast in life science, and so we're thrilled to have you guys on board as well. And then in sort of what I think of as the in-kind/other category, first is Silicon Valley Bank, and you all know why Silicon Valley Bank is our favorite sponsor, because they sponsor the Vintner reception and introduction, which otherwise known as the cocktail hour or the wine reception, which happens at the end of the panel sessions today before we go to dinner. And so we'll learn more about that later. Lehman Millette, our creative agency partner. Is Lauren or Carolyn here? We have a number of folks that have worked behind the scenes on everything that you look and feel and see with regard to the branding of MedtechVision, and that's all come through our organizing committee's work with Lehman Millette. And new this year is Jody Thielander Consulting. Those of you on the private side of companies will recognize her name as being the expert in the private side of startups for equity, compensation, and those types of information that comes so handy when it comes time for us to all negotiate our packages. So that we'll talk more about that, but Jody's come on this year to graciously offer some 2014 summary reports from her company, and we'll talk more about that later. So thank you to all the sponsors. Everybody just kind of give yourselves a hand for being a sponsor or for participating on behalf of the sponsors. Okay, Wi-Fi and mobile app. We could not have this meeting this year with a digital theme without somehow finding a way to have free Wi-Fi. So we do have that. Nobody panic. We heard your feedback. We don't do this meeting again without free Wi-Fi, and certainly don't do it as a digital thing without free Wi-Fi. Okay, so we can pull that off. We also have upgraded significantly the mobile app, thanks to Leslie Ole's work, and we can pretty much do anything, I think, with this mobile app. And if we flip to the slide that shows the mobile app, if you guys could show me that on the screen, it's going to show you everything that is pretty much on this card in your bag. So in your program insert, if you guys could flip through to all the animation, you'll see all of the things that this app can do. And of very interesting note. We actually are going to have some live Q&A. So as the panels are going on, as the speakers are speaking, there's a way inside the app to submit questions. And so if you don't want to ask a question live in the room, you can do that way, and we'll get questions and be able to kind of handle things live throughout the day that way as well. Also, the Thielander compensation reports are going to be distributed through a compensation survey in the mobile app. So you're going to want to download this if you haven't already done so. Also, bios of all the panelists and speakers on the mobile app. In fact, if you're wondering, I wonder where that is, it's on the mobile app. So pretty much anything you need on the mobile app, make sure you download it. And if you need to, there's a link here, but also there should be a QR code on the back of the program book that allows you to go right to that. So survey and feedback. We have a large contingent in our MedTech women demographic who are marketing or former salespeople. So we are all about getting market research, and we get survey feedback every year. And believe it or not, we actually do have a meeting after the meeting just to go through the feedback. So we listen to what you say, we pay close attention to it. Hey, you got free Wi-Fi this year? That's proof. And we really do take it seriously. So please, where's the survey? On the mobile app. We also have hard copy versions of that survey, but the more you can drive yourself to do it on the mobile app, the easier it is for us, and we do take your feedback seriously, so please make sure you do that. Okay, before we open up the formal conference, I've been asked, well, actually, we got feedback before. More networking. Can we have more networking? And so we thought that easy way, at least a low-hanging fruit of having more networking, was to make sure that you're all meeting yourselves and to give you a chance / force you to do it. So for the next minute, we're just going to let you do that. We want you to meet everybody at your table, and then we're going to go and start the panel sessions after that, and Missy Krasner from Box is going to open things up for us. Amy will introduce her, but right now, just meet everybody at your table. That's part of acting on feedback from last year. Go.